Hey everybody, welcome to the Sportsman's Warehouse report, coming to you from Sportsman's Warehouse off the Piney Grove Road exit in Columbia, South Carolina. We got Anglers Channel Pro Staffer Dearal Rodgers, an FLW tour member, with us. And Dearal, it's February 22nd. Fishing season is officially now in full swing now that the Classic's behind us. It's always good to come back to Sportsman's and kind of relook at what's coming up, and there's a lot coming up. And that's a good thing for anglers. It's also a good thing to know that they can get all their tackle right here at Sportsman's Warehouse because they've got as much as they've ever had. You leave for Beaver Lake on Friday, which is going to be your first tour event of the year. And we're going to talk about that. But, let's talk about this past weekend. We had a BFL that came to Murray. Winning weight was 21 pounds. We got a Fishers of Men coming to Murray this weekend, another big trail coming in. Weights have been pretty steady. Murray's off to a good start.
Yeah, not only has the tournament season started, but the fish are biting. A lot of times we have a tournament season that starts and the fish aren't biting. But the warm weather that we've had, the Lake Murray fish are really biting. It only took 21 pounds last week, but that's still a pretty big bag. And there was a lot of weights in that 20-pound range. I think a friend of mine, Matt Airy, stayed at my house for that tournament. He had 15 pounds and only got like 13th place. So the fish are biting. They're biting jigs, crankbaits. They're biting shallow. And they're going to bite for the Fishers of Men.
Let's transition to Santi. I was talking to Vic Sykes today down in Manning, who lives on Santi, and he was telling me that the fish are absolutely on fire down there. There were 22-pound bags brought in this weekend that didn't get a check.
My goodness, Santi is a world-class lake, and when the fish turn on down there, it's a lot of fun to be down there. Fortunately, I've been down there when they've been on, and fortunately, I've been down there when they haven't been on. But if they're biting, that's really great. And one thing about Santi is it takes a smaller bait to get bites down there. I think the fish down there are real spooky because of those big catfish that live down there. So maybe that'll help some of the guys out there use a little bit lighter hook, a lighter weight and a smaller worm, and get around those cypress trees and get in some of those backwater ponds and catch some of those big fish.
All right, well, let's take a look at some other events that are coming this way. We got Fish the Fall number 6, which I believe you can check on our website. I want to say it's Greenwood, but I'm not certain. We've got the Chattanooga Bass Association kicks their season off on Chickamauga. Great fishery over there in Tennessee. We've got the Bassmaster Weekend Series goes to Guntersville. We all know what's going to happen at Guntersville, big mid to low to mid 20-pound bags. We've got the BFL going to Lake Norman this weekend. A lot of guys in our area are going to fish that event. Norman's been strong, a lot of fish. The challenge usually this time of year and every year up at Norman is quality.
Yeah, one thing to do on these weekend tournaments that I like to do is fish big. And when you have a good warm front come through like it's doing now, fish big. Don't go out there with a finesse worm. Go out there with a big jig and catch you some big fish, because if you do that from daylight to 12 o'clock, you might have 15 pounds, but the guy that's fishing the finesse worm might have 10. So I would say, you got one day to make it happen. Go out there, put it on them, and catch them.
All right, and then finally we have a cat qualifier at Wateree this weekend. Wateree's going to start to pick up. It always does this time of year. What are you hearing out there?
Well, John, I have a problem, and that is I have to work through the week. And when it warms up like it is now.
You can't fish all these lakes we're talking about every day?
All these guys send me pictures of all these big fish. Even yesterday, I got 2 pictures of big fish caught at Wateree. So I know the fish have moved up. I know they're biting. I know I got to work tomorrow. But I'm telling you, they're up, and it's going to be a fun weekend.
I'll tell you what, man, it's great seeing you. We wish you the best of luck at Beaver, your first tour event of the year on the pro side. It was a great, great year for you last year, winning the Co-Angler Championship. And, hey, we're going to look for bigger and better things out of Dearal Rodgers in 2011.
I'm excited, John. I'm going to try my best. I'm thankful for every opportunity I've been given, and try to do South Carolina proud.
You will, buddy. And, folks, if you're anywhere near Santi, Murray, Clarks Hill, Wateree, Wiley, Monticello, any of the lakes in this area, come by Sportsman's Warehouse. Again, Piney Grove Road exit off I-26. We'll see you next week.